This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 670, How to Master the Habits of Successful People, Part 2, by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com, and I'm Justin Malik, your personal narrator. Welcome to Optimal Living Daily, which somehow, as of the time of this recording, is the #1 health podcast in Apple Podcasts and iTunes. What the heck? And top 50 of all categories of all podcasts combined. This is insane. I have no idea what happened, but thank you for subscribing. That's what makes a difference. Anyway, this is where I narrate blogs for you every single day of the year. And besides your help, I've also received a lot of help from FreshBooks, the cloud accounting company, which, in other words, lets you invoice people. You can track all of your expenses and more. You can try out all of their features for free for a month without entering a credit card. Just come by freshbooks.com/living and enter Optimal Living Daily in the How'd You Hear About Us section. Thank you to them and you for your continued support. It means a lot. And now today's post is a continuation from yesterday, so if you're new here, you should probably listen to that first. But if you're caught up, let's hear part 2 and continue optimizing your life. How to Master the Habits of Successful People, Part 2, by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com. Getting in shape for a marathon? What most people do. Say they're going to start training by running 3 miles, 4 days a week. They accomplish their goal for the first week or two, but soon life gets in the way. Then they run whenever they get a chance. What successful people do, commit to running 5 minutes a day every day for the first week, then 10 minutes every day the next week, and so on. Then they use their Pomodoro app to schedule 1 mile run and activity breaks every 50 minutes during the workday. At the end of 3 months, they're running 60 minutes a day in addition to the activity they're doing during their work breaks, which could add up to an additional 6 to 8 miles a day. At that point, running has become such a habit that they can create whatever training plan they need to get to the finish line. Sure, it's easier to do just enough to get by, to do what you're used to doing. But if you seek out opportunities to create phenomenal returns, success will come easier than you think. Combine that with relentless focus toward your primary goal and success habit number 3, and you'll be unstoppable. Success habit number 3, always have a mentor. I recently flew to LA along with 2 senior IWT staff to visit my mentor Jay Abraham for strategy advice. Over the years, Jay's insights have changed my life. His book made me over $100,000 in 1 month. He helped me double my business in 1 year. I applied his advice to my personal life and had amazing experiences in just a few months. Years ago, after I bought his book, Getting Everything You Can Out of All You've Got, I heard he was launching a program for small business owners, so I applied to be in it. He checked my references, read my application, and offered me a spot. It was an approximately $25,000 program, plus I had to fly from New York City to LA every month for 15 months just to get 45 minutes of his time. And I would do it again for 10 times the price. But you don't have to spend $25,000 to get a mentor. Mentors don't always have to be people you meet face to face. You can get access to successful mentors from the books or blogs you read. With a $10 book or free from the library, in 2 hours of your time, you can learn from a lifetime of someone's work and expertise. I'll take that ROI any day. To take this idea to the next level, you can actually follow up with the authors you read. It's as simple as sending a quick note to thank them for writing the book and telling them specifically how you found success through their advice. They love this. Trust me, anytime someone emails me about my book, I'm thrilled. And it separates you from 99% of people who either, number 1, don't read, or number 2, do read, but never take action on the material they come across. If you do have the opportunity to build a personal relationship with a mentor, have crystal clear expectations for what you want that person to provide for you. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Number 1, don't focus on getting paid. You want to optimize for learning and make sure that the mentor knows this. You also want them to know the primary goal you're working toward. If they offer to pay you for work, that's fine, but don't ask for this up front. Number 2, never ask a mentor a question Google can easily answer for you. Do your homework before you ask busy people for answers. If Google could provide the answer in 20 seconds, don't waste your mentor's time. You want them to help you solve complex and meaningful problems in your life instead. Number 3, put in the work up front. As I said in success habit number 2, put in 10 times the work that leads to 100 times the results. So don't slack or half your way through assignments or projects. Focus on becoming world class and absorbing all the knowledge you can from your mentor. Number 4, if you don't think you're having a valuable experience, you don't have to keep the relationship going. Don't just disappear and not return their calls and emails, but don't waste their valuable time or yours either. Communicate your feelings and move on. My mentors have helped me make and save millions of dollars over the years, but they've also taught me more about success and what it looks like than I could have ever figured out on my own. I can't put a price on that. The road to success is simple. When I look back on my life, I can't think of a single success I've had that doesn't somehow tie into one of the 3 success habits I shared with you. And that has taught me a great lesson. Don't complicate things. I talk to students, friends, and colleagues every day who used to be like me, bent on listing out everything they want and then scratching their heads when they don't get it. Achieving extraordinary success takes extraordinary focus and a willingness to let all of your other wants take a back seat to your primary goal. It's not easy at first, but once you realize that everything else is just distracting you from what you really want, you'll become a master at getting it. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled How to Master the Habits of Successful People by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com. Once again, please join me in thanking FreshBooks for helping to keep this podcast alive for both you and me. I do use FreshBooks. My favorite tool of theirs is expense tracking because that's something I've been doing for 7 years for personal expenses, and their solution is much, much better than mine. What I like about it is the simplicity and how it's portable. The FreshBooks app lets you enter expenses on the go and take pictures of your receipts so you don't have to worry about carrying and losing them. It's a great way to keep organized. And then it connects to your account on the web. So if you're at home, you can enter expenses that way too. There are also reports, and it's all super easy to categorize your expenses and very intuitive. You can figure it all out without instructions. And that's just one tool that FreshBooks offers. Try all of them for free for a month without entering a credit card or any kind of payment info, so no worries there. Just come by freshbooks.com/living to try it out. And when they ask you how'd you hear about us, enter Optimal Living Daily. We're about halfway through the week. Hope you're having a great one. I will leave it there for today. Just want to thank you one more time for subscribing and having friends and family and coworkers, sometimes even strangers, subscribe. That's what has the biggest impact on rankings, which then leads to more exposure for more people. It's a great way to spread the word. Your support has been amazing, so thank you. And I'll be back tomorrow reading to you, so have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.